Welcome back to In Their Boots. With us now is the coordinator from the Salvation Army's Liberty Program, a group that's in place to help veterans searching for employment, along with many other things. David Leonard, welcome to the program, and thanks for being on In Their Boots.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show, Jen. I really appreciate it. It's a great opportunity for me to be able to come on here and educate returning veterans or maybe family members of veterans who've recently come home.
Definitely. Can you talk about, David, and from your experience, what it is that employers are looking for in regards to veterans?
Well, Jen, when we talk about what potential employers are looking for in veterans, it's a number of things, Jen, and it all depends to what the veteran wants to do, what type of work they want to get into. If they're looking for more of a, per se, part-time job while they're going towards other endeavors in their life, employers are going to be looking for punctuality, make sure that people are on time, making sure that they're responsible, making sure that they're able to follow direction and complete tasks accordingly and effectively to the direction that was given to them. But also being able to be a team player and work with a group of people, whether that be a certain department or with a group of people on a certain project, making sure that they're able to complete those projects and work effectively with the other group members.
David, what are some misconceptions that people have in regards to returning veterans?
I would say some misconceptions that the public at large may have about returning veterans is that everything is in place for them, that it's a smooth transition, that it's an easy transition, that once they're released from the military, that they go on about their lives, that they maybe go and receive unemployment, go back to school, activate their GI Bill, and it's a done deal. But I would say that's far from the truth, Jan, that it's a little bit more difficult than that there is a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of paperwork and documentation that needs to be done upon exiting the military and then trying to receive those benefits, whether they be medical benefits, education benefits, vocational rehab benefits, and making sure that they're doing what's necessary to ensure a smooth transition from military life into their civilian lives.
What kinds of resources are out there for veterans that are looking for work?
It's a great question. There's tons of resources out there. You have your one-stops, you have your work source centers, you have the EDD office, and there's also a lot of other social organizations out there that I know have received money, either at a state level or a federal level, to send young returning veterans into vocational school or trade schools, whether they want to join a union. Maybe that's IBEW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and joining that trade. Or maybe they want to go do phlebotomy or x-ray tech or LVN or RN, registered nursing. There's tons of different avenues available to them. It's just a matter of getting out there, looking on the internet, or contacting organizations like mine to find out about the different resources that are out there.
Yeah, from your experience, David, you work with vets and their families on a pretty regular basis, trying to get them plugged into the civilian world. What are some positive attributes that, in general, veterans possess as they head into the job world?
I would say some of the traits that they possess, Jan, would be definitely, like I mentioned earlier, punctuality, being able to follow directions and getting things done right the first time. Being able to really work as a team and in a group, because their military experience working together with units and different teams to accomplish tasks definitely translates into the workforce. Being able to show up every day and work with a dynamic group of people, because in the military you work with people from all walks of life, and sometimes the same is true in a workplace, that you're put into a situation or a work environment where you're working with people from all walks of life with all different experiences and backgrounds, and being able to work with them effectively and efficiently. And I would say that that's probably one of the stronger points and traits that our young men and women getting out of the military possess. But like I said, with careers, you're definitely going to have the higher education, the college degree, to enter into those workforces. And with the GI Bill being in place, there really is no excuse for a young man or woman getting out of the military to pursuing that degree and gaining a higher education to be a good asset for these companies that are looking for that.
So a veteran who's fresh out of the military and looking to the job world, ready to take that first step, what is it that your organization can do for them, David?
We can help them put a plan together, Jen. Either have a plan or plan to fail. And in the military, there's always plans. It's go here, do this. There's a bigger vision, there's a bigger mission going on. And the same thing with your life. You, as an individual getting out of the military, you have to have a plan. And whether that plan is to go back to school, whether that plan is to activate, your Vogue rehab and choose a trade like we discussed in the earlier questions, you have to have a plan. And working with us and our staff, we sit down with you and ask you, what is it that you want to do? Where do you see yourself in a year? Where do you see yourself in 3 years, 5 years out? And then identifying what steps are necessary in order to achieve those goals, to ensure that you're on a road to success. And yes, there are barriers, Jen, and yes, there are challenges, but working with us, we can really help you to overcome those barriers and challenges and really identify what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and then helping you select an industry or career that would best suit you.
David, in your mind, what are some ways that the community can step in and help bolster your efforts, the things you're pursuing there at the Salvation Army?
Ways that the community can step up is to educate yourself, become more conscientious, more aware of what's going on with our returning military and the veterans. Knowing about where are the identifying veterans in your neighborhood, in your community? Are there wives or spouses of the deployed? When a loved one leaves to go serve overseas, it is a huge hardship on that family. And if you know that you have people in your church or in different clubs that you are a part of, or even at your kid's soccer game, if you know there's a mom or a dad and their loved one is deployed, really asking them, hey, is there anything I can do to help you? Do you need me to help babysit? Do you need me to just come over? Do you need an ear to listen? And when we're talking about the veteran, the community can step up and really just be aware and really understanding the issues at large that affect them, whether it be talking about, TBI, traumatic brain injury, or PTS, post-traumatic stress. These are real things that are really happening that affect our veterans in their transition. So being able to understand what it is and creating a space for veterans to heal these invisible wounds that they come home with, can be really powerful. And of course, you can always volunteer, you can always donate time, talent, funding, but some way just get involved and realize really what is going on with the veteran community at large.
Well, David, I want to thank you for joining us here on the show today and opening our viewers' eyes to the hardships that vets face on the backside of their service.
I thank you for the work that you guys are doing out in their boots.
All right, David, we'll continue to tag team on this. Take care.
All right, sounds good. You do the same. Take care.
Bye, David.